Hello, Dr. Cha. I'm Gong Haoyang. I'm going to present my project 2 with the title of the relationship between the size, price, and average user rating value for all versions of mobile applications from several primary genres, which are games, entertainment, social networking, utility, lifestyle, and productivity in Apple App Store. The purpose of this project is to investigate whether there is a relationship between the size in megabytes, price, and average user rating value for all versions of mobile applications from several selected primary genres, which are games, entertainment, social networking, utility, lifestyle, and productivity in Apple App Store. The next part is methodology. The data used in this project is secondary data obtained from internet source, which is from kgo.com. The title of the dataset is Mobile App Statistics, Apple iOS App Store, which is mainly about the information of applications in Apple Store. The population data as well as the dataset consists of 16 variables such as application ID, name, size in bytes, currency type, price, and so on, and its population size is 7,197 out of 23 primary genres. Data from the six selected primary genres, games, entertainment, social networking, utility, lifestyle, and productivity are randomly picked to form six sets of samples with a sample size of 30 and 36 variables. The variables of the sample data are size in bytes, size in megabytes, currency type, price, average user rating value for all versions, and primary genres. Next, the statistical tests used in the project are hypothesis testing, two samples, correlation, regression, chi-square test for independence, ANOVA, and RStudio is used to perform statistical calculation. The next part I'm going to present is results and discussion. Firstly, I'm going to discuss about the hypothesis testing two samples. In the hypothesis test, the null hypothesis is mu1 equal to mu2 and the alternative hypothesis is mu1 not equal to mu2, where mu1 is population mean price of mobile application from the game genre and mu2 is the population mean price of mobile application from the entertainment genre. The significant label used in this test is 0.05 and this test is a two-tail test, which means that alpha over 2 is 0.025 and the population variances of the two samples are assumed to be different. Therefore, the test statistic and degree of freedom are calculated using these two formulas. The degree of freedom of the test statistic calculated using R programming is 51. The test statistic is 3.144549. The p-value calculated is the p-value on the right side of the graph, which is 0.0013866566. Since the test statistic falls in the critical region, then we reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the mean price of mobile applications from the game genre is different from the mean price of mobile applications from the entertainment genre. The next part that I'm going to talk about is correlation. This is the formula for sample correlation coefficient. In this case, n is 30. The independent variable s is the size in megabytes of social networking applications, and the dependent variable y is the price of social networking applications in US dollar. The correlation coefficient calculated is approximately equal to 0. Based on the scatter plot and R value, we can know that there is no relationship between the price and the size in megabytes of social networking applications from Apple Store. After that is the significant test for correlation. The null hypothesis is no linear correlation, whereas the alternative hypothesis is linear correlation exists. Since this test is a two-tailed test, thus the alpha equal to 0.05 and alpha over 2 is 0.025. The degree of freedom is 28 and the test statistic calculated is negative 0.039269. And this is the critical values. The p-value of the test statistic is 0.969. The confidence interval for the correlation coefficient at 95% is negative 0.3667097 and 0.3537942. Since p-value is greater than 0.05 or the test statistic is greater than negative 2.0441, thus we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is enough evidence to conclude that there is no linear relationship between the price and the size in megabytes of social networking applications for Apple Store at 0.05 significance level. This is the formula for estimated regression model, and in this case, the independent variable S is the size in megabytes of utility application, while the dependent variable Y is the price of utility application in US dollar. By using R programming, the estimated regression model in this test can be represented as this formula. Based on this formula, when S is 0, Y is 2.168, which tells us that for utility applications within the range of size observed, 2.16 US dollar is the proportion of the price of utility applications that is not explained by the size in megabytes of utility applications. Besides that, B1 equal to negative 0.008 tells us that the average price of utility applications decreases by 0.008 US dollar for each additional 1 MB size of the applications. The coefficient of determination calculated is 0.029 since the coefficient of determination falls between 0 and 1. This shows that weaker linear relationship between S and Y, and also shows that some but not all of the variation in Y is explained by the variation in S. Next is the test for regression. The null hypothesis is no linear relationship, whereas the alternative hypothesis is linear relationship exists. This is the formula for test statistic. The degree of freedom in this test is 28, and this is the critical region, and the test statistic calculator is negative 0.921, and its p-value is 0.36516. Since the test statistic did not fall in the critical region, then we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is insufficient evidence to support the claim that the size in megabytes affect the price of utility applications from Apple Store. Next, I'm going to talk about chi-square test for independence. The null hypothesis is the average user rating value for all versions and the selected primary journeys of mobile applications are independent, whereas the alternative hypothesis is the average user rating value for all versions and the selected primary journeys of mobile applications are dependent. This formula is the formula for test statistic. The significance level used in this test is 0.05 and the degree of freedom of the test statistic is 10. The critical region is chi-square greater than 18.30704. Since chi-square fall on the critical region, then we reject the null hypothesis. Hence, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that there is a relationship between the average user rating value for all versions and the selected primary journeys of mobile applications from Apple Store. The last part I'm going to talk about is ANOVA. The purpose of this test is to test for significant differences between the mean size of mobile applications among the 6 selected primary journeys. The null hypothesis is the mean size in megabytes of mobile applications from the 6 selected primary journeys are the same, whereas the alternative hypothesis is at least one of the mean size in megabytes of mobile applications from the 6 selected primary journeys is different. The significance level used in this test is 0.05. The numerator and the denominator calculated are 5 and 174 respectively. The critical value calculated is 2.266 and the test statistic is 2.627. The p-value of the test statistic is 0.0256. Since the test statistic fall in the critical region, thus we reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is enough evidence to claim that the different primary journeys of mobile applications from Apple Store have different mean size in megabytes. The last part of this presentation is conclusion. From the hypothesis test, we can know that in Apple Store, the mean price of applications from the game genre is different from the mean price of applications from the entertainment genre. From the correlation test, there is no linear relationship between the price and the size in megabytes of social networking applications. Regression tests tell us that the size in megabytes does not affect the price of utility applications. For the chi-square test for independence, there exists a relationship between the average user rating value for all versions and the selected primary journeys of mobile applications. And for the ANOVA test, based on the 6 selected primary journeys, different primary journeys of mobile applications from Apple Store have different mean size in megabytes.